Hello, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Here we go again.
Yeah, great balls of fire.
Oh, yeah.
Bright Leonid fireball explodes over Missouri. We were just talking about one over Spain and Portugal. And you got another, same pretty color, kind of blue-green.
Yeah, they're beautiful colors.
So when you look at this one, you can see where it was seen. It was seen over a lot of the center of the country, all the way Kansas, Nebraska, up to Wisconsin, over to Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Indianapolis, Arkansas, Missouri and Illinois.
That's a huge spread.
It is. It is. It's just one after another. It's just like every day we have these.
It is every day. Yep, if not twice a day.
And we know, the Leonids, it's that time of year, but still, it just seems like there's just too many of them.
It does feel that way.
And, having just watched Greenland the other night, you know.
That was difficult. Yep.
So here we see a research vessel films a bright green meteor breaking up off the southern coast of Tasmania, Australia.
Wow.
Another one, bright green. And so this was on the 18th, and the vessel was located off the southern coast of Tasmania, Australia at the time of the event. It's busy out there.
Extremely, yeah.
Got to be something, especially seeing something like that, and you're in a ship, and then you're wondering if it's going to hit and if it's going to cause a tidal wave or anything.
That could be scary, yeah.
It definitely could be. Now, scary is what we see over in the Philippines and also in Central America. And the entire Luzon is under a state of calamity after the devastation caused by the typhoons Goni and Vamco in the Philippines. This is just catastrophic. You had the world's most powerful storm of the year and the country's strongest landfalling tropical cyclone. And these triggered the worst flooding in history. Both storms left massive damage, hundreds of thousands of houses and buildings submerged, at least 98 people dead. It's really a horrible state right now, and of course they are looking for help and anywhere they could get it over there. And you got soil erosion happening. Look at this.
Oh my gosh, my heart breaks for these people.
Yeah, it's just, you think about all that water that comes in. Let's hope this season's over, and let's hope we get a reprieve next year. Although, with everything that's going on, grand solar minimum, magnetic pole reversal, it's probably going to keep getting more intense.
I'm afraid it will, yeah.
Just look at that. Look at that devastation. It's just incredible. And then we take a look go from the Philippines, and we go to Central America, and we see tremendous devastation as well. 98% of the infrastructure on this one island of Providencia is destroyed.
And that's so sad.
And this one had 160-mile-an-hour winds at one time. Incredible. And again, as we said, this hit just like 15 miles away from where another one hit. And we saw that over in the Philippines, too. What can you say? Just coincidences, I guess, huh?
It feels so suspicious.
It does. It does. It's been a devastating season that we have seen here. Record-breaking. And we see unseasonal ice storm hits central Russia. Key systems collapse in the Far East. And this hit on both the 18th and the 19th. Power outages, traffic chaos, collapse of key infrastructure systems in the Far East. Ice can be devastating. Ice can be so much worse than snow piling.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yep.
Power outages as well. 120,000 people without electricity. And you see here, if you play this, you're going to see a slab of ice coming down and luckily not hitting him.
I know, right? Yeah.
So here we have record lows sweeping northeastern United States. And it was a polar cold that engulfed the entire northeast region on Wednesday. The mercury held as much as 16 centigrade below the seasonal average in some parts, particularly in New York State, Vermont, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. Very familiar with that area. And we have really nice weather here out west right now. Again, blue skies. I don't even see any puffy white clouds like yesterday. Nice, comfortable temperatures, and good weather for another hike.
Yeah, and a little windy.
Yeah, very windy. I mean, that's one thing. It's been very, very windy. So we see Wellington set for the cloudiest November ever. Seoul breaks the rainfall record. Cosmic ray flux explained. And this is out of Electroverse. Cloud cover is increasing across the planet as the sun's magnetic field continues to weaken, decreasing the outward pressure of the solar wind and allowing more cosmic rays to penetrate Earth's atmosphere. This year's record start to the Northern Hemisphere's snow season is due to two factors: falling temperatures across mid-latitudes and an increase in cloud cover. Both of these factors are linked to low solar activity, and that's why each impacts the other. Factor 1 is mainly due to a weakening of the jet stream, and when we get those wild swings in the jet stream, that's when you get really extreme storms. Right now, it's relatively in line at the moment and going kind of straight across. With factor 2 predominantly the result of an influx of cloud nucleating cosmic rays. Very briefly, galactic cosmic rays are a mixture of high-energy photons and subatomic particles accelerated towards Earth by supernova explosions and other violent events in the cosmos. Solar cosmic rays are the same, although their source is the sun. Both galactic and solar cosmic rays hitting Earth's atmosphere create aerosols, which in turn seed clouds, making them a key component in our weather and climate. So recent balloon flights by spaceweather.com and Earth to Sky Calculus reveal that cosmic rays are intensifying. So we see a 15% increase between March 2015 and September 2020.
Hello, evolution.
Exactly. And we talk about science being rewritten time and time and time again. So scientists discover outer space isn't so pitch black after all.
Oh, wow.
Now, first we were told it's a pitch black, icy cold vacuum. There's nothing out there. And then we discover, there's actually viruses and bacteria that fall to Earth, transversing through this supposed vacuum all the time, every single day. And when we find there's the building blocks of life out there in the middle of nowhere, nothingness, and vacuum.
Can you say disclosure?
And now it's not even pitch black after all. And now what they're doing, too, is they basically took away all known sources of light. All the different stars, the different galaxies that they know. And they found that there still was at least as much light, if not more light, emanating from they don't know what, than there was from all the known galaxies and stars out there.
Yep.
So they're saying that there's as much light outside of galaxies as there is inside of galaxies.
And they're just now figuring this out with all of their special equipment and all these trips up there. I don't know.
So this is a tough pill to swallow, frankly. Now, this is a astrophysicist talking about this at the Rochester Institute of Technology. They don't have an explanation for it.
No, of course not.
So for 400 years, astronomers have been studying invisible light in the sky in a serious way. And yet somehow, apparently, they missed half of the light in the universe.
Only half?
Well, or maybe a little bit better than half. So, yeah, very difficult to turn around and say to the astronomical community, like, hey, guys, we're missing half of the stuff out there.
Yeah, right.
And yet, they view this study that they did as very, very solid and looks very reliable. So where does light come from? Well, they say perhaps there are far more small, faint dwarf galaxies and other faint regions on the outskirts of galaxies that instruments like the Hubble Space Telescope can't detect, and so scientists just perhaps are not aware of them, or maybe there's more dust out there interfering with the measurements that scientists expect, or maybe there's some other exotic explanation, some unknown phenomenon out there in the universe that creates visible light. It's even possible it's something associated with dark matter, a mysterious form of matter that exerts gravitational pull on visible matter, but has never been seen directly. So, as a person who studies the universe, I really want to know what the universe is made of and what are all the components of the universe. Now, this is an astrophysicist named Mr. Postman here, Dr. Postman. We would like to think that the components that give off light are something that we can really get a good sense of and understand why there is that much light. But to do that, it's really essential to first understand how much light that there is that needs to be accounted for. And that's where a study like this one can help. So, interesting. Space is not pitch black after all.
Maybe someday we'll get the truth.
Some sort of luminescence, maybe that has something to do with just simply consciousness itself.
Perhaps.
As always, guys, thanks for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.